Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, let's see what's going on today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. So totally cool. A couple of things, right? So yesterday we did say we were going to try to make an attempt to reach out to just the community at large, right? Like those that had canceled plans or those that are a member that don't have a plan and those that wanted to have a plan, but then somehow at the last second were like, no, I don't want to, right? So we sent out a bunch of emails. I think it came out to like 150, something like that. And of those 150, the combined total of 3 said, okay, yeah, I'll give it another shot. Now, of the 150, I don't know how many were actually read because I sent them from our Outlook account, and we don't really track analytics with that. Like Microsoft Outlook doesn't have, well, you sent 150 and this many opened and this many clicked. That's, kind of like marketing platforms. That being said, of the 150, 3 went ahead and said yes. 2 more said they were doing it. And I suspect we'll probably get a couple more today. So that's good. We really would like to get over 350 for no other reason than, it's a nice round number. Why not? So we're at 349, which is our all-time high. Well, tied with it. We were at 349 once before, then we came down to 344. Now we're back up to 349. What is at an all-time high is our coin, 314, oh my God, 214 as of this morning. I believe it hit 215 the other day. But it's since come down. And again, that's our doing. We're doing it on purpose. So it's not like the coin ever comes down and we don't know why. We're the ones doing it. And that's pretty cool. It's really cool when you could actually talk to the person. Hey, why is the coin going up or down? Is it going to go up? And I'm just going to tell you. It's not inside information. It's insightful. I'm telling everyone what we're doing. So that's pretty cool. So the coin is 214 today, all-time opening high. As of yesterday, we shared with you that RHINO Warp Speed is underwhelming so far, but it was totally my fault. That it was me that needed to complete the landers. No, hey, Frida. I got Frida. Anytime you're here is a good day. That needed to complete the landers and really just kind of galvanize the group a little bit. Now, last night in RVP was a bit colorful. Like, it's funny because Anthony, as representative of RHINO, in terms of the face of RHINO, let me see how to say this. It's not like Anthony has many faces. That's not it. But Anthony always knows his audience, right? Each audience has a different set of motivating factors, right? Like someone from, I don't know, someone from California might be motivated by avocado the same way someone from New York is motivated by a hot dog, right? Or a pretzel, right? I love the pretzels in New York City. Does that mean you're being different because you lead with the motivating factor? No, it's just knowing your audience and appreciating your audience to know who they are. So when I'm speaking to the world, right, I'm representing RHINO, and there's nothing I'm ever going to say no to, right? There's nothing I'm never not going to do. There's nothing big enough that we won't try, conceptualize, and do our best to accomplish, right? Like that's who RHINO is. But, well, not but, because like when you say but, everything before the sentence didn't count, but that's not the case. Whatever. So the next sentence being, well, for that to happen, there's work that needs to be done. Like I'm not a magician. I can't say, okay, we're gonna get, however, Travis, love Travis. So I can't go ahead and say, well, yes, I want to get this done and that's a great idea. Let's go get it done. And then like, see you later. And I go elbow deep in a bag of Doritos. No, then I go to my team and say, okay, guys, this is the idea. This is what we'd like to get done. Now, how do we do it? And we have that conversation back and forth and we agree on a strategy going forward, and then everyone pulls their weight and we get to the finish line at the same time, or, maybe a little bit late, but we're there. The point being, the conversation I then have with our team is very different than the conversation I have with our community. With our community, hey, what would you like done? What can we do better? Great, thank you, I'm right on it. And that's all genuine, like I'm right on it. And by definition, I am right on it. I then speak to the team and say, guys, this is what we need to do. How do we get it done? So when the team, if there's ever a moment where someone says, Well, I don't think that's a good idea. Well, great. Tell me why you don't think that's a good idea and let's talk it out. Um, but there are some things that I have experience to just know. And what I mean by that is, especially in marketing, like when I was working on Wall Street, there was always a better time to call someone. There was always a better pitch, a better time, a better something. And the reason why there always was something better was twofold. One, I was nervous to call the person. I didn't want to be told no. And secondly, I was already telling myself no before he got the ability to tell me no. And so I went into the conversation already expecting failure. And even still, so, I was in the beginning, I was working for a senior broker, and he would say to me, I don't really care. And again, their language was much more colorful. Just get on the phone and keep going. If it ends up being that this last week was a bunch of wasted time, then so be it. We're going to learn from it. We're going to get information from it. Things are going to happen that we're not going to be able to expect. We don't know what's going to happen, but as long as we work and continue working, good things will happen in general, right? Like on average. He would say, well, if you call a number at 7 o'clock at night and you're terrified that the person's going to pick up during dinner, well, isn't it also possible that they might be picking up because they were working late at work and they just closed a big deal and they're so happy and they're like, the next person that calls me, the next person that asks me for anything, I'm going to say yes to. Because I can tell you that has happened to me, right? But you don't go into it thinking that. You go into it thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get this guy during dinner. I don't want to do that. He's going to hate me forever. And the reality is, he doesn't hate you forever. He could actually care less about you. He actually doesn't even know you and does not care about you. In fact, if you called him back the next week and said, hey, listen, I caught you during dinner last week. Really, really sorry, but I have to know just one thing. Are you more of a hot dog or hamburger guy? The guy might laugh. In fact, I had a client once that said, Aunt, and everyone has a Southern accent. I feel like Southerners have the most money, but whatever. Aunt, when life gives you lemons, what do? And I was like, I make lemonade. He goes, well, I'll suck them. And I'll suck the sour right out of them. And I'll just suck them and suck them and suck them. So you know what I did? I sent him a barrel of lemons. And he was the CEO of a very, very large company. And now this CEO, who's too cool for school, signs everyone's checks, probably has, the pretty secretaries and the guys that are all looking to get his attention. Like he worked at a place like that. He goes ahead and they're wheeling in a barrel of lemons. Here's the point. It gave everyone a story. It made him relatable. It made people like him. It gave a talking point. Oh yeah. And it made me indispensable, right? Because you can't go ahead and get rid of the guy that just gave you such an experience at the workplace that everyone now likes you and feels comfortable coming up to you, that gave you the ability to talk to people. So that guy did open an account with me. And it doesn't mean that the guy owes you for life, but he's being reciprocal. He feels that you did something that what's the word I'm looking for? That enhanced his work experience, enhanced it across the board. And he's like, you know what? I don't even really like your idea, but I'll give 10,000 to it. And if it goes up, God bless. If it goes down, I'll close the account, but I feel you earned this. I could never have known that if I didn't piss the guy off enough that he told me he likes to suck lemons. So the point being, when I'm talking about our RVP conversation last night, one of the guys who I absolutely love, in fact, of all the rhinos that we have, I've only really met a handful. He's one of those that came to my office and I've met him. Love him. And so the conversation was, well, I don't want to, I'm kind of reticent in sending out correspondence when things aren't perfect, right? It's almost a little embarrassing. I don't want to burn leads. And from my perspective, I understand that, I do. But nothing's ever going to be perfect. And the only way to get to perfect is to do this stuff. And for anyone to feel like, well, I'm going to burn this lead and this lead's never going to talk to me again. I just think that's not the case. I think anytime you talk to someone and you send something out and they're like, hey, this is embarrassing. This is the best you have, like go kick rocks. You can internalize it and say, oh my God, this is I can't believe I just did that. And you could beat yourself up and beat yourself up, but you're in your own head. Like that's you talking to you. Because the reality is the guy probably gets offers from different people all the time. You are not the only one sending. In fact, everyone's sending that person something. And when you're able to then send something better down the road, A, you would have discovered this wasn't a good thing, right? Like we found flaws with it. But then say a week from now, hey, Mr. Jones, I sent you that thing. Yeah, remember that? Remember it was the worst thing ever? You remember how bad it was? Well, because of you, we were able to fix it. And I would like your opinion. This is what it is. So Craig, I might have, right? But I'm just explaining at least how I felt, and we could take it from there. And then you could say, well, this is all the stuff we fixed, and it was because of you. And the guy now has a bit of an accompliceness to it. Like he's now looking at it. He now wants to take a look at it because he believes that it was his input that created it. So I say to everyone, especially in RVP, we need to just keep moving forward. And it's from the book Rhinoceros Success, right? Like damn the torpedoes. Just keep moving forward. Everything will work itself out. Anything that does not go right, any buttons that don't work, anything that doesn't work, we're going to know right away because you're going to be like you're creating the awareness, you're sharing with others, they're giving you feedback, then we're all together saying, hey, what feedback did you get? What feedback did you get? What feedback did you get? Let's make it better. And the point is, sometimes, things are only important when you're thinking about them, right? So for instance, you could have a really bad week this week. You could have a really bad week next week. And you could feel like, oh my God, this is so bad. My life is falling apart, right? And I'm not talking about the conversation before, I'm just saying in general. And then the week after that, you could have the best week. And the week after that, you could have the best week. And then you could say, oh my God, my life is amazing. The point is, you're only hostage to those emotions while you're having them. So in any creative process or in any launch process or in any process that goes ahead and is still building, there are so many ups and downs. There's so many times that you feel great and there's so many times that things go wrong. But you have to just keep going forward. You just keep going. You never, ever, ever stop because you don't know what you don't know. And when you go forward, good things happen. So that's just kind of my commentary on that. In our email today, we did send out the improved version of the warp speed. So the first one says Rhino Street Warp. The second one says Rhino Bucks Warp. Now, if you click the Rhino Street Warp and you sign up, you then go to the Rhino Bucks Warp. If you don't want to sign up but you want to see both pages, we want to make sure that we offer that to you. So you have both pages right there. I can promise you they're going to be improved. You know why? Because I don't know what I don't know. I can promise you that a month from now, I'm going to know stuff that I didn't know today. I can tell you a month of work will give me answers and solutions and things like that that I don't have available today. In which case, we're going to constantly apply and constantly get better. I think we'll probably have a couple of funnels, different types of funnels, et cetera, but we want to start getting them out. We have 3,100 visitors to the site and 4 purchases. I think we're up to like 80 new opt-ins. That's really, really bad. It's very underwhelming, but the numbers are there. So I need to do my job, which is to provide our team with solutions that they feel comfortable with. And our team needs to do their job, which is continue pushing forward. And if we both do our jobs simultaneously, we'll get to the finish line together. But I did promise that we would have those by today. So they are in the email and we will start working with them. The coin's doing well, the members are doing well. Let's see, what else do I have? Rhino Christmas, we're going to have that in the email tomorrow. That will allow anyone to go ahead and send a gift of 20 Rhino to a loved one, a family, a friend, whomever, and we'll send that email out for Christmas Eve morning. So I have to create the email sequencing of it, but I could certainly have the form ready by tomorrow. Also with Rhino Bucks, the video that we have on that Rhino Bucks lander is before Rhino Bucks was ever launched. Well, before it went public. And the cool part about it being public is that for 2 months straight, it's gone up every single day. I think it's gone down 2 or 3 days, but that was simply because we needed the money from Coinbase to be released. They have like a 7-day hold that we've been working with. So I do think making a video today will be more powerful. Hey, this is what our idea was. this is how it's been so far. This is how we've done it. This is how we're going to continue to do it. Join us today, right? I think that's more powerful than, hey, well, we conceptualize that this might work, especially when we have it working. So that's that. I hope to have that by tomorrow. Do you have a cheat sheet for cold calling? So Travis, in RVP, we do have kind of like not a script, but just kind of like, hey, this is what this is, bop, bop, bop. In terms of cold calling, I remember back in the day, there was a book. There was a book where it was like, hey, Mr. Jones, if I've been your broker for the last 10 years, make you money on a consistent basis, would you be giving me such a hard time for this recommendation now? No, of course not. And because I don't have that relationship with you, that's all I'm looking to do today. I want to have that relationship with you. I have that relationship with my other clients, and I'm still on the phone growing my business. That's how hard I'm working. If you see how hard I'm working for you without being a client, imagine how hard I'll work for you as a client. Give me a shot on 100 shares, judge me on a percentage basis. If it goes up, then great, we'll work bigger. But if not, then I'll close the account myself. Does that sound fair to you? Right, so there were pitches, like I know how to cold call. So actually, Travis, if you looked it up, you'll find that stuff, and then you could kind of tailor it for yourself. But again, don't be a bad person with it. Like and I'm not saying this to Travis because I know Travis, he's a good person. I'm saying this in general. If you're going to cold call, do not use guerrilla tactics and high pressure sales tactics. If you want to take a look at those scripts and see what worked and what doesn't and what you'd like to make yours, God bless. A lot of good stuff there. But the days of like pressuring someone to do stuff, that's not RHINO. It'll never be RHINO. All right, so let me go. I have some work to do, and I'm being pulled away at 11:15, which is an hour, because I have to be RHINO daddy and RHINO husband today, which is totally cool. I mean, that's why we do the stuff. But as you can see, I'm already behind. Like even though I was up at 5, I need to do more stuff. So I love everyone. Everything's going great. Craig, if you want, actually message me on Slack. I'll try to get back to it later because again, the intro that I gave of you was accurate. You are one of the only that actually came to my office, and we're both Jersey guys and love you to death. So message me on Slack, and everyone else, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.